message to come. Yeah. So again, good afternoon, everyone. So welcome to this class on energy management. I would like to, again, as we were just discussing earlier, I would like to begin by asking you, some of you maybe at least can answer, what do you think this course is about and what kind of learning you want from this course? So over to you. Go ahead. And if you had seen some of my previous videos, you might get some idea about this course, last year's videos. So, yeah.
Sir, this course is not limited to only energy management topic. Anything which is related to energy, any technology, any topic, we will discuss upon this, and there can be a debate, there can be a discussion. It's not just like going through the syllabus only. So
Okay.
that
So,
that
okay, thanks, sir. So, Tamal has answered this. See, the idea is that the syllabus is not fixed. So, the syllabus can be variable, anything. As long as it is related to the concept of energy and management of energy. So, and generally we'll keep discussing, and hopefully that, in the course of this discussion, some points will come up, and then we can say that, okay, this aspect is, about energy, and basically it is more like a discussion and more like understanding of the concepts of energy. Okay, so I think that is the correct point. Probably he might have referred my last videos, and then the same thing I might have told last year. By the way, I myself did not see because it's 1 year back, so I also don't remember what I said. So, but as long as the discussion is about energy, we are fine. So, but I have some things to start discussion different from last time. But before that, I would like to hear. So, any other person wants to say something? Have you come across this kind of thoughts, this kind of concepts about energy and managing of energy?
Yes, sir. I would like to add. Actually, in
Yeah.
this
Saurabh.
generation,
Yeah.
energy generation, we have a lot of sources of energy generation, but it has its own drawbacks also. So, careful attention needs to be required for management, because we can't directly generate energy. We must be aware of how to manage it before we start anything generation. All this.
Okay. Okay. So you have talked about energy generation. Okay. So not only generating of energy, transmitting of energy, and distribution of energy and utilization, all these things also will be there. At every stage, we need to kind of worry about energy management. Okay. So I think maybe we'll try to cover some of this. Any
Sir,
other point anybody wants
and
to?
location is also important. Each location is having their own feature. Like some location is having good energy, wind energy. Some is very good in the solar field. So we optimize the thing basically. So we have to see the optimization of power. How can we optimize the power using matlab, wherever locations we are analyzing. So
Okay. So again, what Kumar is mentioning is that the importance of location and optimizing and things like that. Okay. Anybody else wants to add something more?
Sir, we have seen that we have limited supply of energy, but the demand of energy is increasing day by day. So we need to optimize that energy. So we have to make some strategy so that we can optimize that energy, and so that we can reduce the energy cost.
Okay. So demand is increasing. Therefore, we have to optimize. So something similar. You also use the word optimize. I think Shantanu was speaking. So here the point that you are making new is that demand is increasing. So you should be able to say how much is the energy demand. Okay. So that is one point. Yeah. So good. So keep going. I mean, it is.
renewable energy now we are putting it the step. So now before we are using only the thermal power and all. So now we are using more number of like wind power and solar power, and India is entering into that from last, I think, 10 years down the line.
Okay, so you are saying that we are diversifying into renewable energy sources, wind, solar, etc.
Bio, yeah.
So, yeah, and yes, biomass, biogas, that kind of powers. Okay, so before I ask for more people to respond, I'll just try to roughly what you call tell the composition of this particular students who are doing this course. So as I said, about 119 students have registered. So about what you call more than 100 people. So out of that, we have. I'm just looking at the list about people from chemical BTech in chemical engineering. Okay, so that is one type, and then we have people from BTech in computer science engineering. So the CSE people. Then we have people from, I'm just scrolling down, BTech in obviously electrical engineering. Then we have people from, okay, even MTech in power systems, and then even PhD in power systems. We have some people. Then we have people from BTech in engineering physics. Okay. Then we have BTech from, okay, so we have people from BTech in engineering science and MTech in energy science and technology, MTech in, and also BTech in mechanical engineering, and even one student from thermofluidics engineering, that is in mechanical, and also one from MTech in smart mobility. Okay, so we have all kinds of students, civil, chemical, and we have students from BTech in artificial intelligence also. So a variety of students are doing this course. Okay, so mechanical, civil, AI, energy science, engineering physics, power, all these things, BTech, MTech, and all these things. Okay. So let me just take a quick call and then. Yeah, sorry, I'm back. So what I was saying was that there are different types of students here. So therefore, I don't want to, keep subject to be a particular background or particular domain, so that it is useful. And then therefore, it is up to you. So for example, if you are in a mechanical engineering background, you can see what kind of energy management can happen in the mechanical engineering background, and then you can do some kind of a study, some kind of research, some kind of analysis, and then you can submit that as a part of your what you have done. Similarly, if you are from civil, then you can in the civil engineering, again you can go back, identify some problem where estimation of energy, whatever, that kind of thing. And same thing goes to if you are from artificial intelligence background, then again it will be some kind of application of AI in management of energy. Again, it comes to this thing. Okay, so this is the point I wanted to add, that there is diversified set of students. So therefore, I don't want to stick to a particular domain, and there will be a good part. I mean, in terms of evaluation of your course, there will be a good part in terms of your background. You can propose and you can kind of do a study, and that is what I will consider for evaluation and for grading. Okay, so a part of this course will involve that. Okay, so yeah, so go ahead. So anybody else wants to say something? You have any thoughts, any plans, or anything that you want to explore, you want to learn as a part of this? Yeah, so go ahead, anybody. So let me summarize once again, 2-3 points which we got so far. So one person mentioned about energy generation, one person mentioned about importance of location, optimization, wind, solar, etc. And another person mentioned about demand is increasing and we need to optimize. So can there be more broader perspective on what we call as energy management?
Sir, I wanted to add this energy planning and distribution and also conservation of energy.
Okay, so Mr. Sarath, so you're talking about energy planning,
Distribution?
distribution, and conservation. Okay,
Yes.
so this looks a little bit different and interesting. So what do you mean by energy planning? Do you have any background in this, or because I don't know, maybe you can, if you feel that it is relevant, you can introduce yourself in terms of what kind of background you have in this, and then what do you mean by energy planning?
Sir, I am also new to this energy management course. I am basically my background is in mechanical engineering, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mentioned planning because since we have wide sources of energy, so how we kind of customize and plan the resources.
Okay. 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 So that is fine. So anything else? We will see. I'm just at this phase. I'm kind of collecting some keywords, and maybe wait for discussion purpose. I will, propose something, a kind of a thing later. But any other points in meanwhile you want to add or?
Sir, with energy conservation, I would like to add awareness also, like to bring the awareness about energy generation and energy need and energy conversation, all these things.
Okay. Okay, so I have added that point also. Awareness, spreading awareness. Okay, so how do you spread awareness about energy to people? So will you say, okay, switch off the lights before leaving the room, like that? You make a small printout and stick it near the door, or what can be a more, a different way of spreading awareness among the people? That okay, so energy conservation or whatever points we discussed, that is important, but what are the other ways of spreading awareness?
So we can use social media for this to spread among many people.
So Tamal is again talking, right? Okay, so social media. So in other words, what you are saying is, but then how do you can simply say, okay, please switch off the lights or whatever, like that, or you'll post that in this thing, or what?
So we can go to a gated community and buildings as a whole.
Okay.
And we can have sessions there. Like it can be done by NGOs.
Okay. So I mean, nowadays we can do it in a more simpler way. We can make a video on YouTube and then keep it, and then we can instead of that the same video can be seen by multiple gated communities later. So anyway, but then idea of conducting sessions. Okay, but then what do you tell in these sessions? See what? Okay, now let's come to one topic. Now that we are discussing. So it started, creating one topic in my mind, saying that energy management for gated communities. Suppose if I say that, so if it is a presentation, and I'll give you the title slide, saying that energy management for gated communities, what can come in under that topic? Of course, right now you can only speak from your thoughts, but then if you spend 5 hours on it, or if you spend 10 hours on it, then you can actually make that session, for a gated community. You can actually explore more information. You can find out, maybe you can write a small code, or do some analysis on quantitative analysis, something, and you can say that, okay, this kind of thing can be done, something like that. So that you can do it as a part of this course. So while we are meeting in the context of, doing a course in IIT, we can also do this particular, kind of awareness spreading, social benefit, in terms of making something which is useful for others to see, outsiders also, kind of thing. So yeah, so again, going back to this gated community energy management. So what can come under that?
We can plan for like peak power load for something. We can have a backup like solar panel and something like that in the society wise, and so that our cost will reduce as a complete society. But again, it will have the impact like capital cost, but that.
Okay, good. So these are good points. Actually, Kumar has mentioned these points. In fact, see, again, I will repeat the point mentioned by Kumar. Okay, so what he is saying is, there will be peak power. The power will be very high at certain times. Maybe in the morning peak or in the evening. Now we can have some kind of backup support instead of depending on diesel generators, etc. We can go for solar panels, and for that gated community we can have. But then the question comes about capital. Okay. So let me elaborate this problem a little bit for everyone. In fact, one of my PhD student is working on this problem. The problem is like this. Imagine that in a apartment building, there are about 100 flats in an apartment building. Now, they have some area, either on the top of the roof or somewhere, to install a solar panels. But all the 100 flats, see, for some of, in fact, the trend, it goes in Hyderabad, and then I don't know in other cities, all the 100 flats owners will not be living there, right? In fact, more than half, 50% owners will be somewhere settled abroad, and they purchase flats, and some tenants or people who are renting, they will be living. And now there is some kind of president for this particular gated community, and you as a representative from IIT Hyderabad, you are going there. Now you want to propose them, you want to ask them to motivate them to go for solar panel. Now, out of 100 flats, maybe how many owners or how many people do you think will be ready to come forward out of these 100 flats?
20-30% maybe maximum.
Okay. So again, you are taking a guess, 20%, 30%, not more than that. Okay, so let's go with 20%. Okay, so that means 20 flats are interested to come forward. Now, naturally, now you are now separated the 20 people. Now each one will set up their own solar panel, or do they all jointly invest in a larger solar plant?
So larger will be benefit.
Yes. So the larger solar plant will be benefit, because see, if 20 houses invest in rooftop solar panel, then there will be 20 sets of panels in different locations, and then there will be 20 inverters, 20 batteries, whatever. So which may not have a good economics of scale. So system will be something like this direct to home dish antennas will be there, right? You might have seen. So each one will do it in their own way, and it's all mess of lot of wires going here and there and all that. So to avoid that, we can say, okay, one fellow will invest 2 lakh rupees, one fellow will invest 5 lakh rupees, somebody will invest, 8 lakh rupees or whatever, according to their this thing. Then you will say, okay, from 20 people on an average, let's say everybody is investing 5 lakhs. So then we say 20 into 5, 1 crore rupees we got. So in that, how much solar capacity we can get, what is the best, bargaining and all these things you can do. And then you will set up. Okay. So now, how will it benefit? Now, let's say 20 people came forward, invested 1 crore rupees, and then you have set up a solar panel and you are connected to the building. Now it started generating power. Okay, so who should get the power of this particular solar panel?
They can use themselves or can give to the other people who can ready to want. They can sell also. And thirdly,
Okay,
they can
so as long as obviously, because the solar power running cost is almost zero, because running cost means whatever it generates from sunlight, it just comes. You don't have to purchase any fuel. Okay? Like in diesel generator, you have to purchase fuel. So running cost is not there, just maintenance cost is there, initial investment cost is there. So since the running cost is not there, actually it is almost like a free power. So first the power should go to these 20 people. It should not go to the other 80 people in the society. Okay, so now if there is any excess power, then this power can be sold. But then how do you share the profit? Let's say 100 units of power is generated on a particular day, which is extra from the owners. And now these 100 units, they want to sell it to the neighbors who don't have, who are not yet invested in the solar panel. So how do they share? Who gets how much money from selling this power?
So in the same ratio, what they did the investment for the capital.
Okay, so you're saying it will be in the ratio of their investment in the capital. Okay, so but then see, 100 units is in the market, right? In terms of, and there are 80 flats. Okay, but to whom will you sell it? Out of those 80 flats, who will be the one who will buy?
Sir, but cost is fixed by the government, so we can't tell like that. Those who give them more money, that we can't tell because.
Okay, overall, only Kumar and myself we are talking. So others also are welcome to jump in. Okay, so he's saying cost is fixed by government. Why should cost fixed by government?
Otherwise,
If I go and have dosa or idli, is government fixing the cost of idli? If I purchase some biscuit packet, government is not fixing the cost of that, right? So same way, why should government fix the cost of solar power that we are generating?
Regulation purpose.
Why is there a regulation? Is there a regulation for the same example I'm giving? Like, let's say I go to a shop and eat a chocolate or eat a cake. There's no regulation for that, right? Who eats how much food? So why should government regulate how much energy somebody is purchasing?
it is a natural resource, so any natural resource is the government property, so they can regulate that. Just a wild guess, sir.
No, it is a natural resource, but then see what I'm saying is I purchase land. You see, I'm the owner of the land. So in my land, sun is falling. Right? It is same like, if I purchase a land, in that if I do what you call the boring, and if I extract water, so I am using that water, right? So in the same way, in my land, if I put some seeds and cultivate some crops, then I am selling that whatever I am producing from that land, right? So in the same way, if in my land I put solar panel and generate electricity, so I own that electricity, right?
sir, maybe that distribution and monitoring, energy distribution and monitoring, because the remaining 80 flats in the gated community, how the excess power is getting distributed, that will be monitored, and accordingly the charges will be made.
Yeah. So now that as Sarath has rightly pointed, see, we need to have monitoring also. So we need to monitor at what time which flat is consuming how much power, and based on that, we have to kind of create some kind of algorithm to share, saying that okay, this was the excess power, and let us equally share among all the 80 flats, or let us proportionally share among the 80 flats, or something like that. So this is where the one of the application of energy monitoring can come into picture. Who is generating how much energy, and where it is energy management also. So who is purchasing and all these things. So this is one of the topic which one of my student is working on. So to determine what kind of pricing can be there, all that. Okay, so we'll not go more into that point right now. So we'll just come back. So so all these things, how it started is one of the students mentioned about, in a gated community, peak power, whatever, like that. Okay, so yeah. So anything else? Any other thoughts or any other ideas you are getting on this based on the discussion?
Yes, sir. It would also create conflicts also if someone generates more energy. So he could form a group and kind of monitor the area. At that time, he could create a monopoly also. So therefore, introduction of government interference is required at that point.
Okay, so what he's talking about, I am again not very sure how it may happen. So what I understood, I'll tell you. So what he's saying is there is a particular piece of land, and in that there is a person who is setting up solar panel and distributing power and selling it to the neighbors and others. Now, in that area, there is no other person. So that person may start, overcharging and things like that. Is that what you are saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So right now, the alternative is if you are in a particular geographical region, then whatever is the distribution company in that location, they are selling power. Only that one particular person. So now, so there is a scope for that. But then in one way, it is also good, because if there is a profitable thing, then others will also start setting up solar panels and all these things, and then start generating power and doing like that. Okay, so any other point? See, what I'm saying is you can come up with this kind of topics and then start questioning, and then start discussion, and then start exploring, identifying, what others are doing or how it is, and then maybe little bit of analysis. So anyway, I will slightly divert the topic now. I'll just to view context, I am sharing my screen and I'll show you one photograph. So you can see one building, right? So some of you who are already in campus might recognize this is one of the buildings in our IIT Hyderabad campus. Now I want to connect this with the concept of energy management. So let's discuss about water supply. So can you estimate how much of water is needed for this? Just rough numbers. So since we are all engineers, we should also have the what you call skill of estimation and doing some calculation. Otherwise, everything will be, we should save the environment, we should use solar power. All this general discussion will be there, but unless we put some numbers, okay, so things will not be concrete. So just to improve our understanding, I'm just opening one Excel sheet also. So this is just to motivate you for the discussion, I'm showing one picture of a building. So can you start estimating what will be the need, how much water supply is needed for this? What is your approach?
First, we'll know, sir, how many people are staying there. So maybe averagely one people can use 1,000 liter or 500 liter. So
Okay, so let's go step by step. So now the question is, let's say how many flats?
yeah,
So let's say here per floor, let's say there are 3 flats. These are actual numbers. So how many floors? So let's say 17 floors. So total number of flats.
51.
So I'll just multiply this. So okay, so then
On
let's
average, we'll
say
take some person per
average number of people
family.
per flat. So want to take 4.
Yeah.
Total number of people.
204.
Okay, I'm just multiplying. So then liters per person
Maybe 500 liter or 300
per day.
per day. Per day.
So how many liters per person per day?
So 30 to 40 liters, I guess.
So let's go with 40. So then liters needed per day. So this multiplied by this. Okay. So I'm giving the units here. Now this many liters, 8,000 liters. Okay. So let's say water tank capacity. So we'll just take a round figure of 10,000 liters. But yeah, so now you need to pump this water, right? Because the water has to come from the tap. And where is the water tank? Water tank is on the top of the building. So if I again go back, so somewhere here, you can see some kind of water tank is there. Now, my next question will be, even if you are in first floor or second floor, still the water goes all the way up to the top of the building, and from there again it comes down to your taps. That's correct, right?
Yes, sir.
Unless you have a intermediate, somewhere in between water tank and all, which may not be the case. So what is the next step I'm hinting? Can you guess my next step?
Power requirement for the motor to supply the transfer the
Okay.
power.
So somewhere down I'll write power requirement. Now here, since we are doing a course on energy management, so we need to be very particular and accurate about using the units. Okay, so power and energy are different, right?
Yes, sir.
So a lot of the times what happens in the, if you go to any media reports or newspaper articles, TV channels and all, they are totally confused, what is power and what is energy. Okay? So that mistake we will not do. So we will do both. We'll calculate the power requirement and we'll calculate the energy requirement also. So obviously energy requirement will be kWh per day, right?
Yes. Time.
And what will be the unit of power requirement?
Kilowatt.
Only kilowatt. Basically, that might be the capacity of the motor.
Yes.
So then, what are the intermediate steps?
We should know the power of the motor because how many stages is required basically for transferring from. We should know the height of the building so that number of stages of the power motor.
Okay, so height of the building we don't know, but we can estimate, right?
Yes.
So height per floor. Okay. So usually what is the height per floor?
10 feet.
See, person is 6 feet and then 10 feet, but then in between, some other what you call the width of the slab also, etc. will be added, right? So I hope everybody is comfortable with the calculations, right? So 12
Yes, sir.
feet I'm taking. Now 12 feet will be how many meters?
About 4 meters.
Okay, so let's take 4 meters. So we'll use meters. So therefore total height of the building. So that will be 4 multiplied by 17, right? So 68 meters. So what will be the next calculation?
So that I don't know how to calculate the number of stages for the motor calculation.
Just assume that it is like one stage only. Directly from ground, you want to fill the tank. See, the assumption is every day you are filling the tank in the morning, and you have to fill the tank with 8,160 liters every day. So how much energy needed to fill the tank?
So time we should know how much time it will take to fill the tank. So time into.
So see, the time will come into picture to determine the power requirement.
Yes.
But if you forget about time, the energy will be same, right? You need to lift 8160 liters of water to the height of 68.
Okay.
So how much energy is needed to lift that water?
Potential energy.
So we should know about the motor capacity, like per minute or per second, how much it is pumping water.
But that what I just now told is, once you know the total energy, then how much time you want to see. You want to fill the tank in 2 hours, or you want to fill the tank in 3 hours or 4 hours. Depending on that, you can calculate the power of the motor.
So we can calculate power by a formula rho Q GH.
First, let's calculate the energy.
Yes, sir. Energy we can calculate by rho Q.
So see, I write energy needed to fill the tank.
Yes, sir.
Or to whatever. Yeah. I mean, let's keep the tank capacity as same, 8160, just for the time being. Yeah. So what is the energy needed to fill the tank?
Sir, rho Q GH. Rho is the density of the water, and Q our liters per needed, 8160.
So good. So are you from mechanical engineering?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So there are. So that's a. By the way, these people from computer science and people from AI and all. So they don't have any domain knowledge. They are just only, if you tell them the formula, they will code it. Okay. Don't get offended. So you need to get something. So okay. See, you're giving some complicated formula. See, but then what is the density of water?
1,000.
So it is just 1 kg per liter, right? 1 liter is 1 kg.
Yes, sir.
Is that correct? 1 liter water is always 1 kg.
Yes, sir.
So now, so this one, so let's say, so kg and meter. So it will be in kg meter, right? If I multiply this multiplied by 68, so this is in kg meter. Kg dash m. So how to convert kg meter into any other? Finally, we need to convert into kWh. Kg meter convert to newtons. So how to convert kg meter into newton? Kg dash m into newton. So I'm just see 1 kilogram meter equal to 9.8 Newton meter, right? So I'll multiply 9.881 or something. So now the unit is Newton meter. Nm. So how to convert Newton meter? Is it energy or
Energy.
Yes, sir.
Energy, sir.
So Newton meter to joules. Okay, so I'm
Same.
just converting Newton meter to joules. Okay, so 1 Newton meter is 1
1
joule.
joule. Yeah.
Obviously, yes. So now I can simply say joules. Okay, now joules to kilowatt hours. Okay, so how do you convert?
Divide by
by
time.
No, no need to divide by time. Joule to both are energies, right?
Okay.
See, 1 joule. See, I'll keep it here 1. See, 3.6 into 10 power 6. That is the kilowatt hour. 1 kilowatt hour in conversion in joules. Okay, so if I divide the above quantity divided by 3.6 is 6. Okay, so this is kWh. This looks very small. Somewhere we have done a mistake. Five lakh 54,000 into, let's say 10. Is it this much? Let's once again come back. 3.6 to 36 followed by 5 zeros. Now I'm stuck. Somewhere I made a mistake. It cannot be 1.5 kilowatt hour. So can you tell me where I made a mistake?
Sir, in the formula, it's density into liters into G into H.
Into what you are saying, density into
Liters
okay.
MGS.
into G into H. Yes.
So, but we have converted that meter
So
cube into liter.
see,
So,
density into liter is anyway we have already taken that. This is density is 1 we have taken. Now G and H. So G and H also we have considered here, right? Everything. This seems very less. So 8,000 liters, 68 meters. This is in joules and this is in kilowatt hours. So anyway, so I think we'll go with this. So right now we are just getting 1.54 kilowatt hour. So let's see. Maybe our estimates are all less. Maybe we are consuming much more. Now come to power requirement. See, if you want to pump the water in 1 hour, then you need a 1.5 kilowatt motor. And if you want to pump in 2 hours, so if I say divide by 2, then that will be the 0.77 or into 1000 if I take 700 watts or 1 HP. Okay, so for this is equal to 1 HP motor. About it. Okay, and the energy requirement already we have calculated, right? So somehow something like this we need to do. I'm still getting doubtful. It might consume much more energy. I'll just come back to it. But for the time being, we'll go with this number, whatever we got. So
but it is per day only, na, sir?
yeah. Yes. So energy requirement per day. So now, see, once we have this kind of calculations, then we can see what it is going on. And actually, if you go and see in a particular, if you visit, if you're already living in a place like this, you can visit and then you can see. So, so ultimately, we are converting everything into energy, and seeing how much energy it is required and all the things. So this is what is little bit approach. So take any, while you discuss, you get some topic, then take a topic and then do the calculation like this, just to get an idea. Okay. So sometime back, the point that we discussed, like, estimation of demand. Okay. So here we have done estimation of demand of water. Similarly, estimation of demand of, electricity, and like that, so many other resources, how much light is needed. So for that lighting, how much energy is needed and all these things. So shall we, we'll just pause here for this point. Any final points on this thing, this calculation? I'm still feeling there is some kind of error in this, but we'll come back to it later. But any other points you want to discuss here? Okay, so I'll just stop presenting. So I hope you got some idea about what kind of approach we are taking. I'll just give me 1 minute. I'll open some list of topics which we discussed last time, so that we can see. I'll have to search it in my mail. So yeah. So meanwhile, anybody wants to ask any doubts or any questions, you can feel free to do that, either on what we just discussed or in general. Yeah. So nobody has any points to discuss? Just let me. Yeah, so I think I'm not able to immediately locate it. So I had prepared a list of some topics last time. I will share that to you by email. So that's it from me today. So I just wanted to give you a general idea of what we are trying to study, and I will share some topics. So you can. What I now suggest you is you go through the last year's videos, which I shared the playlist, and those who did not attend also should go through today's videos. In fact, more people did not attend than what today attended. So and eventually we'll come to some kind of individual projects which involve some kind of small analysis, and then based on that you can submit that, and based on that evaluation will be there. Okay? Yeah. So let's stop here, and next time whenever I'm taking class I will let you know. So immediately this Thursday I may not take a class, but I'll let you know by email. Any questions, any doubts you want to ask right now?
Sir, actually, electrical people are having classes this time, 2:30 to same timing.
Okay.
That's why
Okay.
they didn't turn up today.
Okay. Okay. So maybe next time slightly different time slot we'll take. Okay. Yeah. Okay then. Thank you. Thanks for joining.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Stop recording.